becoming the person I want to be? Is this a part of that? Is this a part of this journey of becoming who I want to be? Who is that I want to be? And the answer to that is like, I want to be the person who can free other people from the fear and the shame that's in their bodies, that's in their hearts. I think that our environments aren't always the most positive and receptive to who we want to be, who we actually are naturally. And I think that as I learn to free myself and unlock the parts of myself that I used to shame, used to put in a closet, used to put away so that the world doesn't treat me different. I think as I've learned to open that part of myself up, I've learned to help others open that part of themselves up.
The vanishing point. I passed a stranger on the street on the way home from spending too much for too little at the corner drug. She was going her way, I was going mine, seeing the world through tinted glass, hers black, mine red. And I remember the way the glass fell like hail as my car rolled over like a sick dog. Its belly burst, crystal shards falling, 1,000 worlds reflected. But it is summer now, and the ice is all run out. I tell myself I won't turn and watch as you go, but all I can feel is my fingers running dye through your hair, not using gloves, with guilt staining my palms as I lit fringes that tickled your neck ablaze, planting poppies. I watch as you walk towards the horizon, cars passing, you going your way, me standing still, and then you turn, evaporating, like spilled water on burning blacktop.
A bad breakup is like having to take care of an old bookshelf. All the love that one had for the other has no place to go. All the time spent together is now spent alone. Yes, that time can be spent lovingly, but it's still different than it once was. It's no longer in crisp condition, and it would be cruel to expect there not to be some feeling of sadness, some torn pages, some bent edges, some highlighted lines, some scribbled notes without a proper care needed for such unconditional loving. To repurpose a vintage used book. A love lost is like all the pages of a story with an alternative ending different than the original script. It's now been edited and no longer what it was. There is dust to be swept off the covers. There is dust to be blown off the binding. There is sewing of old threads that is in order, that came loose during the stretching of being rejected and repositioned. There's oh so much cleaning to be had, so much time it will take to carefully remove the bits of trash and residue left from the one before. The fingerprints must be wiped off without indenting the space. The sense of one's personal fragrance and all the gunk left behind during the Big Depression must be managed without taking away from the natural odor. And oh, there is gold to be painted on the brittle edges as a protective seal of each individual page to make it for a proper vintage look, without it being all glued together for the next one who may fancy a read of a poetic reject of a romantic novel of a lifetime. The hardest part is the soap being scrubbed on the pages in a loving manner as to refrain from erasing the original ink of a personal story, of something so fragile yet so courageous, and strong enough to withstand rejection from the shelves of a child. Depending on the manner of discarding the book, may need more work than others, and even with the proper care, it will never be as it was. And it's funny how the careful cleaning with Dawn dish soap tends to be the best, because if Dawn can clean oil off of little ducklings, it surely can clean funk off of the pages of a broken heart-shaped book. And then, even after the cleaning, there must be a drying time to let the natural wind from an open window gently turn the pages, rather than the warm air of an aggressive hair blow dryer that may further rough up the pages and leave unnecessary burn marks that surely can be persuaded a future owner from seeing a potential of such a brilliant vintage read as this love of mine. It's interesting how love can be compared to caring for a vintage book in such a poetic manner. Even so, it's a gift to compare something so heavy to that of equal weight. Thank you.
Nothing hurts anymore. You want to leave? Hell, I'll even open the door. That recent committed attempt for myself to beg you on to stay was very lame. Yourself already made that decision. What's with all those signals, hesitation? Because of that so-called guilt, you want a second chance, title redemption? Well, it brings so much absolute joy to shout these words. Not gonna happen. You are completely lifeless. This plastic friendship is precisely pointless. I, for one, you heard, am not going to drown for doing what's best for me personally. Thank you.
It always feels like this is our private place where we can share the inner dialogue and the secret truths that we discover along the way of life.
Afraid I may stumble, I say ready to rumble. Channel 5, power refined. Tuned in to Channel 5, power refined. Channel 5.